missing that layup reminds me
of how you played back in the day. Back at another one. Pops. Once again, man. How you feeling today?
Man, feeling great, man. We had exciting games over the weekend. And, man, it's going to look to be an exciting Super Bowl.
Oh, most definitely. We go ahead and kick it off, man. We had the first game, NFC Championship. Washington traveled to Philadelphia. How you feel about that game?
Man, the Eagles' defense, good gracious hammers. Washington started the game off like they really wanted to do something. They had, 18 plays, held the ball 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And only came out with 3 points.
Yeah, they definitely did. Drove all the way down, completed a few 4th down conversions. And
4th and 2, 4th and 3s. And it was 4th and 3 when they decided to kick a field goal, but yeah, you just completed, 2 4th down conversions. But
you think they should have went for it on that last 4th down, or instead of kicking that field goal?
I think they should have kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to wear out your luck, for one. And with the way they held the ball, the time of possession, I felt like they can do it continuously throughout the game.
Mm.
After they got their 3, you know what happened next.
Very first play. Saquon. 60 yards, man, to the crib.
Here comes the running game. Here's the running show.
Yeah, that's all. I won't say that's all they have, but that's definitely what they rely on, man. You can't stop Saquon. You in for a game.
But do you think that big run, first play from Philly, big run, do you think it affected Washington any? Their thought process on how to play this game, or do you think it had any effect on how the offense felt they want to move the ball going forward? Mm-hmm. Or do you think it just gave the Philadelphia Eagles more energy?
Yeah, I feel like it probably, if anybody, of course, Philly benefited more from that, but, they played each other a couple times in the regular season. Like every other game, Saquon doing what he do. So I'm pretty sure they already know what to look out for. And I don't know what happened that first play. They just couldn't stop him.
Right, but other than, those big runs, Washington was in the game if it wasn't for those turnovers.
Exactly.
4 turnovers, 28 points off of turnovers. You take those 28 points away from the 55, and what you left with?
Final score was 55-23, man. They scored more points in those 4 drives off of the turnovers. More than what Washington had the whole game.
One thing I can say is that Washington showed that Jayden Daniels still wasn't shook, and he's going to have a bright future going forward.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
The team continues to put faith in him and effort into building around him.
Exactly. That's I was thinking the same thing. Just building around him, putting a complete team together. You see, they made it this far. They got hope.
Right.
Like you said, he has a bright future ahead. He plays very well, phenomenal ball.
So now, the only thing I see with Washington needs for next year is a number 1 receiver. And there's one person that's going to be a free agent this year that I think will fit in great with them.
Who are you thinking of?
T. Higgins. He's a tall, fast target. He take the pressure off McLaurin. McLaurin likes to get down the field. He's a downfield threat. Your T. Higgins is almost like your anytime threat.
Exactly. Now, wow, that would be T. Higgins on them. Yeah, I don't know how that gonna look, man. That would be crazy. AFC Championship. Buffalo at KC.
What another epic Buffalo KC battle. Every time they play is a battle.
Every time. Playoffs is always what? One possession.
One possession, one score. And not only that, the Chiefs had 11 one-score games this year or more?
sounds about right.
So, you know, really didn't blow anyone out. But this was their highest scoring game this entire season.
It definitely was. It was. 32-29. Most of their games, they haven't been putting up maybe 30 points. I would say maybe once or twice.
Maybe. I think most of their games been in the mid-20s.
Yeah, but as predicted, I thought it would be a close game. They were able to pull it off by a field goal. Once again, like you said, one score. How you feel about this one?
Kansas City started off. Buffalo started off, right? Went 3-0.
Yeah, Buffalo got the ball first. Right?
Kansas City marched right down the field and scored. Kicked the ball off. Buffalo scored. Buffalo only scored a field goal, but they drove down the field. So it was a back and forth. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you back. So Buffalo takes scores a touchdown and takes a 10-7 lead. But then Kansas City turn around and run off 2 more scores.
Yep, 21-10.
And going into halftime at 21-16 because they missed a 2-point conversion.
Exactly. You're right. You're right about that one.
Come out halftime. The Bills throw another punch. Kansas City responds. So it's just been almost like a heavyweight battle. And those are 2 heavyweights.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts?
I feel the exact same way, man. It was, like you said, 21-10. I feel like, KC, their defense kind of like, I don't even know the word I don't even know how to describe KC's defense. I feel like they shouldn't even let the Bills score right before half on that last drive. It was like a maybe 30 to 40 yard touchdown. I feel like, if anything, they should have held the Bills to a field goal, just play defense.
Right. So in that game, I see the Bills the KC secondary wasn't playing as well as they had been all the previous games of the season. But the front line was absolutely, there, strong, on point.
Yeah. D-line for sure. O-line, D-line, always. Oh, it was only 1 turnover in that game.
Well, unless you count turnovers by downs. So Buffalo had 2 of those.
Yeah. I was going to say one of them, like almost every game, it's always something controversial.
Yeah.
One ref said he had it first down, the other ref stopped him short.
Right, and that's not really reviewable, but they reviewed it anyway. If you want to review that, you have to throw a challenge flag.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, Buffalo had 2 turnovers on downs, 2 missed 2-point conversions. The first turnover on downs, Kansas City got the ball around midfield, and that's when they took the 29-22 lead. So what do you think about the Josh Allen's play? His whole game play. How do you think he played in that game?
I feel like I think he had a good game. He threw for 237 yards with 2 touchdowns. I feel like he had a good game.
No rushing touchdowns this game, right?
He didn't have any rushing touchdowns on this game. 11 carries for 39 yards. Patrick Mahomes actually had more rushing yards than him with 2 touchdowns. 2 rushing touchdowns at that.
And that's the first time in his career to have 2 rushing touchdowns in one game. So we normally look at Josh to do more on his feet, but this was reversed. Patrick actually did more on his feet with his feet than Josh.
Exactly. More yards, touchdowns. He even threw. Patrick had a complete better game than Josh Allen stat-wise. More passing yards, more rushing yards, more touchdowns. The only thing would be that one fumble. Let's get into the play of the week. What was your play of this past week?
My play. First play of the game. 60-yard touchdown run, Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I mean, offense hadn't even warmed up really yet. Let's just hand it off to Saquon. Little pitch out and horrible tackling by the Redskins. You got two guys just bumping him really.
The Commanders.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Commanders.
But yeah, I believe he maybe 2 or 3 broken tackles.
2 or 3 broken tackles, and then, the speed just takes over.
Yep. 2 or 3 missed tackles. 60-yard touchdown run.
First offensive player name.
I should knew you was gonna go with that one.
Now, what's yours?
Let me scratch that one off. Now I would probably say my player of the week, same game, Philly. I'll go with the Ricky running back, Will Shipley. End of the game, man. He broke for about 57 yards right up the middle. And I was thinking he was gonna score on that one. He should have actually scored, but he slowed down, looking over his shoulder.
Right. So I think he was actually playing conservative. Didn't want to get tackled and strip fumble from behind or something like that.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
then I think he picked up a lot of, humbleness from Saquon. Is like, we don't really need to score, but if we score, we'll score. So I'm not going to force it, those extra few yards, and maybe something bad happens.
I mean, I feel if no defenders was behind him, he was definitely going to score.
Oh, yeah.
He just heard them footsteps, started slowing down, looking over his shoulder. If he would have just kept going, I feel like he would definitely took that one to the house.
Yeah.
But he ended up scoring on that same drive a few plays later.
So yeah, I would like to give, Will Shipley a big shout out for his play on special teams and his running game. He did an awesome job. Forced fumble on special teams. A lot of good tackles on special teams.
Right.
And, coming in sparing Saquon, he was dealing with a little calf injury. Mm-hmm. And, sparing him at the end of the game and rushing for over 70 yards. So, that was a great individual performance by someone that doesn't get a lot of playing time.
Exactly. Definitely was, man. He only had, 4 carries in that game, 77 yards, and that long touchdown. Well, no, he didn't have that. He didn't score a touchdown on that run, but he had a long run, though.
Yeah, that led into him scoring a touchdown. What you think about the Super Bowl? What you think about this matchup?
I feel like it'll be a good one. Super Bowl rematch. Eagles and Chiefs. And Chiefs won the first one, 38-35.
One possession game once again.
As always, with KC, you're going to always look for a close game. As of now, they are 1.5 point favorites, chasing that NFL history.
So you think do you think they got enough in the tank to complete that chase and make history?
I mean, I definitely feel like they have what it takes. I feel like they can accomplish it, but I also have to look at the other side of the ball. Philly got that chip on their shoulder. Lost to the Chiefs a few years ago in the Super Bowl. Returning to the Super Bowl this year. I don't know how this one's going to go.
And the thing about it is Philly has the #1 rush offense and the #1 defense in the NFL. So do you think that #1 defense can slow the Chiefs down enough to pull off a victory?
I feel like, they definitely can. It's possible, but like I said, I don't even I don't know how this one's gonna go.
But so I'm saying that the Chiefs had the not the Chiefs. I'm sorry,
The Eagles.
The Eagles had the #1 defense in the NFL, but a lot of people didn't realize the Chiefs, the last 11 weeks, had a #4 defense in the NFL. So now we're looking at a defensive battle. Whose defense will step up and prevail the most? Another question for you. Do you think Saquon Barkley will be able to run all over the Chiefs like he's been doing every other team this year?
Well, just by me looking at the Chiefs' defense, or well, let's just look at the the past few playoff games that they've had. James Cook ran for about 90, a couple touchdowns. I think Saquon can go over 100 again. Maybe a couple touchdowns for him as well. But that's definitely, like I always say, that's definitely the biggest threat. They always gonna look. They gotta have some type of game plan around him.
Right. But do you think 125 yards is enough? Say he gets 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Do you think that'll be enough?
I mean,
or do you think Kansas City limited him to that amount of yards and touchdowns that their defense did a great job? As into trying to contain, because you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Well, I feel personally, well, first of all, it doesn't matter what Saquon does on the field. If he has a good game, he has a good game. Even if they contain him, like you say, under 100 yards. You got to look at what else the Eagles have.
Right.
Passing game. Jalen Hurts might take off for one again by himself.
And there are lots of opportunities for Jalen Hurts too, especially when you put a lot of focus on one player like a Saquon.
Exactly.
If you put a lot of focus on that one player rushing, you can leave other opportunities for other players, just wide open opportunities for A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts could take off running at any moment.
That's what I was thinking. Always looking for a run, play action to kill him easily. Like you said, A.J. Brown, got Devontae, got Dallas Goedert, tight end. Jalen Hurts might keep it by himself. I'm gonna be honest, I see it might be a few trick plays this Super Bowl.
It's a possibility. The last Super Bowl they played in, wasn't there a trick play? Wasn't there a throwback to the quarterback or something
I
like
was
that?
thinking the same thing.
But that was Nick Foles, right?
Jalen Hurts might catch him a touchdown pass or something, a reception at least in it. But yeah, I believe that was Nick Foles. I'm thinking, I think you're talking about when Nick Foles, when they played the Patriots. Nick Foles had that he had that receiving touchdown. And Tom Brady tried to do the same thing with the same trick play, but he couldn't catch the ball.
Right. All right. Any other thoughts on the Super Bowl?
I definitely feel like it'll be a good game once again. Saquon did help lead Jalen Hurts and the Eagles back to the Super Bowl. But my question is, will he get his first ring?
Good question. Because like I mentioned earlier, the Kansas City defense has stepped up a great deal since the beginning of the season. They ended the season ranked 4th. That 4th ranked defense, if Saquon is not able to, just dominate the run game, will the passing game be open up enough? You see, Josh's passing game was just enough, but wasn't enough.
Right.
And in my opinion, Josh is a better passing quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But like you say, you're leaving too many opportunities. Too many opportunities.
Yeah, I feel like Philly, they just have a lot of weapons. They have a lot of people they can go to, whether it's Saquon, Jalen can do it himself, passing game, run game, let alone their defense. And it's actually, it'll be Saquon's birthday on the Super Bowl.
Ain't that something? So, yeah.
I feel like he's going to have a game.
Like he's gonna put everything on the field like he always does.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna try. Man, I feel like he might go out there and you ask me, I think he might go out there and run all over KC. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe 100, 150, couple touchdowns. I can see that happening for sure.
So do you think the Eagles defense will have the same kind of effect of pressure on Patrick Mahomes like they did on Jayden Daniels and Matthew Stafford the last couple of weeks? Although Jayden Daniels still threw for over 200 some odd yards, they were playing in a comeback situation. Matthew Stafford didn't really have that comeback situation as as large of a deficit.
Right, that was always in the game.
Right, but Saquon Barkley was just running crazy over there. I think he had over 208 yards rushing that game.
Yeah, over 200 for sure.
Yeah. So, but do you think their defensive pressure, as compared on Patrick Mahomes, as compared to Patrick Mahomes being able to find one of these 8 different receivers he's always throwing to? I mean, I see Patrick Mahomes taking a lot of sacks this year, but I didn't see that the sacks really affected the way that they approach the game and continue to play the game.
Right. So I do feel like the Eagles' defense, they might be able to get to him, like you said, a few sacks or just, QB pressure. But just like any other game, Mahomes, he got that magic. He gonna make something happen, find a way to extend the play, maybe even use his legs. I feel like he might have to pick up a few first downs. We'll see it this Super Bowl as well.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely gonna use his
legs. I can't wait. Stay tuned.
How you feel about well, dang, I ain't gonna need.
Throw it on out there.
So what's your take on the Super Bowl? I know you might be a little biased, but how you feel?
I feel best team wins. And you got to put your best on the field every game. I mean, you just can't say, I'm going to take it easy on this team, or I'm going to play this way, I'm going to play that way. I'm not going to put all my all. If you don't put all your own, you don't stand a chance. If you think you got a big, like we were saying that Saquon is the best runner in the league this year. Let's say that if he even thinks that, they can't stop me running. Now you're going to give your own self doubt or bad karma. So you put your best effort on the field every play, every game. What do you feel? Now, I feel it's going to be a challenge down to 1 point, 1 score possession again.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2-3 point game.
I said last episode, I don't want to drop no predictions, but I feel it's going to be a good game. That's all I like to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's transition here. Let's talk about the NFL for a minute. Or the NBA.
The NBA.
Let's talk about the NBA for a minute.
Getting juicy.
Okay, so the Miami Heat announced on Monday that Jimmy Butler has been suspended indefinitely without pay for at least 5 games. How you feel about Jimmy and his suspensions?
Well, I feel as an organization, if you know a player is not happy, why not get rid of him? So you're suspending him once for maybe 3-4 games. Then you came back and suspended him for 1 game. Now you're suspending him indefinitely. The trade deadline is February 6th, which is right around the corner. Why are you continuing to suspend him instead of just getting rid of him? What are you going to do like the Knicks did Stephon Marbury that year? They didn't suspend him, but they just told him to come in street clothes and sit on the bench for the rest of the season.
It's crazy.
I mean, he don't want to be there. You really don't want him there anymore. I mean, it's just like a bad marriage now. Divorce marriage. End it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, like you say, if you don't want to be there, it ain't no point of keeping him around. I feel like they might be, trying to trade him or get him out of the organization, but I mean, I don't even know what's going through Jimmy's head, honestly.
Do you think it's Jimmy or do you think it's the organization, Pat Riley?
I feel like it might be both, honestly.
I think both of them are just being too stubborn against each other.
Yep. I feel like both of them being arrogant. Like you were saying, Jimmy probably don't even want to be there, honestly. And if you have a player that doesn't want to be there, and why not just get rid of him?
Right. I mean, if you can't trade him, you don't want to release him, but you got to look at, you're going to have to pay this guy next year still. And this guy, I think he's making a lot of money,
Well, they just suspended him indefinitely without pay. So,
but that'll be challenged. They suspended him indefinitely from conduct detrimental to the team because he walked out of the practice. The reason why he walked out of the practice was he was told he was not going to start the next game.
Talking about practice?
Practice.
We talking about practice? AI said,
yeah. Practice?
Not a game, but practice.
We sitting here, I supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
And who's on that team better than Jimmy Butler to start over him?
I mean, Miami Heat, they really don't have many. They have a few players, of course, but not, like you said, of that stature. He might be one, if he's not the highest, he's definitely one of the highest paid on this team.
Right.
In my opinion, but
so like what do you think his trade options are?
I don't even know. I don't know where he want to go. Like, if he has a team that he want to go to, you know, he probably hasn't said that. If he does have a team, he wouldn't say it. But
I think he does have a clause to reject what team they try to trade him to. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Man, that's crazy, though. Being suspended 3 times in 1 month. First suspension, like you said, it was for 7 games for his behavior and bad conduct. Then his second suspension for 2 games, including missing a flight to Milwaukee. And now I feel like he don't even care at this point.
Right. And those, all these suspensions without pay, all that'll come up in arbitration. You know, that's why they have players associations. So it may be without pay now, but that might be arbitrated and he might get retro paid. Who knows? I don't know. That's outside of my scope.
Right. Okay, let's move on to the Sacramento Kings. These De'Aaron Fox trade rumors.
Ooh.
I'm honestly curious to why they would even want to trade him. Arguably one of the best players on their team, and he said he never requested to be traded.
Sacramento don't know what they're doing. I'm just putting it like that. They don't know. They haven't known what to do since they had Chris Webb and can't think of the kid's name, Bobby something. I can't think of his name. They didn't know what to do when they had those 2 players. What make you think they're gonna know what to do now?
But like I mentioned, arguably one of them. If not, I believe he probably is the best player on that team, if you ask me. He is the highest scoring player on their team. He's leading in steals. Him and Sabonis neck and neck with about 6 assists apiece. So, I mean, why would you want to get rid of your best player?
Right. It has to be some underlying need. I got one for you.
What's that?
Leading the league in points per game. This kid has been going crazy for the last year and a half, 2 years. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, oh gosh, right now he's averaging 32 points a game. He dropped 52 last night on the Warriors, and they still lost.
Yeah, I saw that one.
He has, 7 straight 30-plus games?
Definitely a great player.
And playing a 2-guard position. I thought he was a small forward the way he's playing. You know, you don't see many 2-guards that's averaging, 30-somebody points a game unless you're just explosive like can shoot the ball like Steph Curry, You don't see that a lot anymore out of a shooting guard. So I just want to bring some attention to him. I'm going to keep an eye on him this year and see how he continues to develop and see how he continues on this road that he's on.
I feel like, since you mentioned Shai, talking about OKC, honestly, I don't even see how you could put up 50-plus points and still lose the game.
Right. I mean, he lost to a one-man team.
I mean, the Warriors, especially this year, like they're not the same Warriors that they used to be. Let me just put it that way.
They're one game above 500. They didn't have Draymond Green or I forgot Looney or somebody else. I forgot. They didn't have those two guys play last night. Wiggins is I don't know what he is. And I'm not gonna call him out.
He just,
he's just a role player.
They had their games. Players had their games,
but basically, you only had on the court last night was Steph Curry and Gary Payton II.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what happened.
Jimmy Butler would be a good fit there.
Ooh, I don't know how he would fit in, but if they could have some type of good team chemistry, I believe he could. I believe he probably would make a difference there.
Or do you think Phoenix or Dallas would be a better fit for Jimmy? Only thing I say about Phoenix is that
I was just about to say, I feel like Phoenix has. I feel like if you ask me, I'm just saying they might be too arrogant. Like all the players,
they may be
arrogant,
but they don't have a dog on their team. Mm-hmm. They need a dog. They need somebody to help them fight. But where would you put him? You got KD playing the 3.
KD got Devin Booker.
Devin Booker at the 2. The point guard you got I can't think of his name right now, but that's probably why I can't think of his name. You don't really need him.
I'm trying to think. Jimmy is a 2, right?
Jimmy is a 2,
so,
and can move over to 3 sometimes.
So what would you do? Like put Devin at?
I would have to put Devin at the point.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe put Devin at 1. If that was the case, I mean, I could see that, but I just don't know how that team would look.
Yeah, exactly. But what about Dallas? Put them over there with
Dallas got Kyrie, Derek Lively, PJ Washington, Luka. I believe he's been injured for a little minute. I don't know when he's gonna come back, but Clay, he had a good game.
But Clay consistency is just not there.
He's just inconsistent. Exactly.
And is that because of the injuries that he's went through, or because it's a mental thing with him at the moment?
Who knows? I believe.
A bit of both.
Like you said, he's just inconsistent. He's either one. It's like a one man show over there
at the moment. Yeah.
Clay might have a game, and Kyrie ain't really doing that.
Well, Kyrie been out injury. He been out on injuries with back spasms on and off for the last 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
But they could use a dog over there as well.
Yeah. Jimmy. How you feel about Anthony Edwards, man? Ant-Man in Minnesota.
Ant-Man in Minnesota. I'm an
talking
Anthony Edwards fan.
Yeah, you talking about a dog. I feel like they could use some help over there. But at the same time, just like we were saying, who was that? Shai put up 50.
Right.
Ant-Man put up 50 one game and they still lost once again.
Yeah, but the thing about Jimmy in Minnesota is Jimmy already played for Minnesota, but they want to bring him back.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It just depends on what kind of
relationship they had when he left.
Yeah,
when he was there and when he left.
How did he leave? What kind of remark he had when he left.
Right.
That is something to think about though. All right, last segment. Let's get into the Would You Rather.
Would I rather?
Would you rather? Sports edition. Tigg Pops.
All right, let's go. What you got?
Okay. Would you rather hit the game-winning shot in the NBA Finals or score the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'd rather score the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is only one game. The NBA Finals, can be up to 7 games. So if I hit a game winner in game 1, what does that matter? We don't win the championship.
All right, game 7.
Game 7.
Game 7 NBA Finals.
If we at home, I would love it. I would love it so the fan can experience that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just for me, you know, for the fans.
Right.
Come on down to the court. Give me a hug. Give me a high five. Everybody on the front line, just go down the line. All the front row fans.
So what's your answer then? All right, I'm gonna ask
Football.
one more time.
I want to score that game-winning touchdown. Super Bowl.
Okay.
And hopefully no time left on the clock.
Mm.
But, you know, that's very unlikely to happen in football. That is more likely to happen in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? Give me your thoughts.
I would say the game-winning shot, because I don't know. Feel like MJ, man.
Oh, man.
Step back buzzer beater or something.
MJ had so many game-winning shots.
I don't know.
Damn.
I probably would go with Super Bowl though. Game-winning touchdown. Not only does the NFL, you know, lately they've been drawing more viewership. You know, the NFL get more attention than the NBA and get more viewers.
Well, the viewership in the NBA has gone down, and while the playoff and Super Bowl viewership in the NFL has increased a lot over the last 4 years, and I think that has a lot to do with the people that are playing in those big games.
Okay.
So, you know, the last big era of football that we had, the real big era was dominance and performance and, you know, seeing stuff that's never been done was the Patriots era, which I can split the Patriots era in 2 eras. The first era and a second era. And the Tom Brady era itself, to win 7 Super Bowls by one person, that's amazing.
So would you say, I'm gonna go off the topic for a little bit, talking about like the Patriots era. So with the Chiefs, you know, this dominance they've been having these past few years, Mahomes era, I'm gonna say. What team would you compare that to in any other sport? It could be another football team. It would have to be
basketball. Chicago Bulls with MJ.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it'd have to be Chicago Bulls with MJ.
Yeah, if he get his 3-peat for sure.
For sure. So the Chiefs been to the Super Bowl 4 times in the last 5 years. That's an amazing feat within itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Patrick Mahomes' 5th Super Bowl appearance. Only been in the league 8 years, and only starting in the league for 7 years. Because the first year he played behind Alex Smith.
Exactly. That's definitely a great accomplishment, though. All right, moving on. Would you rather play for a losing team and be the star player, or play for a winning team and keep the bench warm?
I'd rather play for the team that paying me the most money.
Okay. Understandable.
If you pay me a lot of money to sit on the bench, I can do that. I'm looking at a lot of these NFL quarterbacks, well, older now, not these young quarterbacks. But you had quarterbacks sitting on the bench making more money than the offensive line.
Right.
Okay, you gonna pay me to sit on the bench? I'll sit on the bench. As a backup, oh man, that means I don't get dirty every day.
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of rare. It's not many players sitting on the bench making a whole lot of money. So therefore, would you rather be the star player on the sorry team, on the losing team, or be the bench warmer on the winning team? Still didn't answer the question.
You're going to turn it back on me, huh? All right, I'd rather be a star player on the winning team. On the losing team.
Losing team? Okay.
At least, being a star player, that means I'm getting more visibility and I can get my money through other aspects other than just that NBA contract.
Right. Not only that, but you can also, whether you get traded or not, he can also eventually get that contract. You know, that big paycheck you talking about, the money.
Right, but I can get, being a star player on a sorry team, on a losing team, in that region, I'd probably be the only one on that team to have endorsements. I have the bigger endorsements in that region. A lot of endorsements can be regional or national.
Mm.
But if like I'm a star player on that team and I'm always in the NBA All-Star game and I'm looked at as one of the elite NBA players because I'm a star on a losing team, my endorsement level just increased.
Yeah, I can agree. With that one. Would you rather win 3 championships but never get in the game, or win 1 championship as an MVP player?
As an MVP player? Why do I have to be an MVP player? I just win one championship.
I'm saying that 1 championship that you won, you were the MVP. Versus winning 3 championships, but you didn't even get in the game.
Well, you got. Well, I'd rather be that one championship and the MVP because I'm going in the history books as an MVP winner.
Okay.
Now, they do get paid extra for winning championships, but is it that much extra?
I want to say they said, I'm going to go back to the Super Bowl. If Saquon, if they win, I want to say they said he'll earn about another $500,000 just for winning the Super Bowl.
Just for winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at, like you said, 3 years but never played. How am I still even on a team for 3 championships? Because those championships don't normally come 3 years in a row. How am I still, or am I on different championship teams?
I mean, yeah, it don't have to be 3 in a row. It's just 3 championships.
Okay.
But, yeah, you warming up the bench. Probably out there helping the
on special teams.
I was about to say, you out there helping them get the water bottles ready.
Nah. No Bob Boucher.
Yeah, you out there helping
no Bob Boucher.
Yeah, they getting them water bottles ready. Hey, Bob Boucher came on that field one time, though.
Yeah, when he came on the field, it was over.
What you say about my mama? All right, last one. Last one I got for you. Would you rather miss a wide open layup or miss an open field tackle, with either of them going viral for looking so bad? So would you rather miss that layup, or would you rather somebody
missing that
shake you out your
layup?
shoes?
Missing that layup reminds me of
how you played back in the day.
Nope. But anyway, it reminds me of a game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And I cannot think of the guard's name for the Hawks. Fast break, him one-on-one against Jordan. He went up like he was going to dunk it. Jordan flinched at him. He missed everything. Jordan didn't even jump. He just flinched at him. He missed everything. Now, if I can remember that, that's probably 20-something years ago.
Right.
Players get stripped out of their shoes all the time in the NFL, especially if you played in the Reggie Bush era, Marshall Faulk era, Barry Sanders era. You getting shit out of your shoes a lot.
So basically, what it sounds like, you rather miss that open field tackle.
No, I would rather get shook out of my shoes.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss that open field tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, man. I ain't trying to make nobody highlight tape.
Hey, either one, you gonna make a highlight tape.
I'd rather miss that layup. You know why?
Why?
He ain't gonna make 100%, but I still drop 50 on him that game.
Yeah, but if I'm missing an open field tackle against one of the greatest running backs ever, now I'm missing an open field tackle. Now if I make contact and he break the tackle, that's one thing. But if I'm just grabbing all air, I got to be shook out my shoes. And there's only a few running backs that will do that to you. That's a Reggie Bush, Marshall Faulk, Barry Sanders, LTs do it sometimes.
Okay, so let's say it just...
I wouldn't be the only player that it happened to. Put it like that.
Right, exactly. So the question was, it just missed open field tackle. So whether you whether they juked you or Derrick Henry stiff arm or ran you
Derrick
over.
Stiff arm, that's different.
It's an overfield tackle though, I'm saying.
That's different. I'd rather get juked than get stiff arm. Well, you ain't say I didn't have to have any stipulations. Now I couldn't have any stipulations.
Yeah, no, it's just overfield tackle.
Yeah. What about you? You rather miss that layup, huh?
So you rather get Derrick Henry stiff arm?
No.
That's overfield tackle miss.
Man, I'm not messing with him. I make a bending decision. I'm going for the ankles.
Still miss tackle.
Hey, I tried, coach. I tried.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd rather miss that shot. I'd rather miss the shot.
Wide open layup.
I mean, hey, if it happens, then it just happens. Like you said, it happens. A lot of people miss wide open layups, shots, all that, miss dunks,
Yeah.
everything. I'd rather do that.
I'd rather just miss the dunk.
I'd rather do that and cause I can still put up 50, like I said. I don't know if you coming back from that. Oh, I don't know if you coming back from that.
You can look at it every week that that happens.
Yeah.
Every week. But you don't have certain players that make people miss more consistently than other players.
Right.
So those certain players, those are the ones that you see men in the history because they make highlight films.
I mean, I just don't want to be one of them.
I don't want to be on that
I
field.
don't want to be one of them. I'm the player putting you on my tape. You feel me?
There you go. Gotcha.
All right, man. That's all I have for today. Wrap up that segment.
All right, I got one question for you.
What is it?
NFL draft coming up soon. The Titans got the #1 pick. What do you think they should do? Keep the pick, trade the pick, or what kind of players should they pick? The best available, or what they need for their team?
Wait, first of all, you said, do I think they should keep it
Or trade it?
or trade? Like, why would you trade the #1 pick?
Well, sometimes teams, they trade that pick for other picks. So let's say, like when Eli Manning got drafted, Eli Manning got picked by the Giants.
Oh, you're saying
Chargers.
trade them with another player? I mean, it just depends on what player they pick. They get the #1 pick though,
Right.
so it's like I could pick anybody I want. Whatever I need, I got the first pick. So it ain't like another team took my potential draft pick who I was looking at, and
So let's say if the Giants want the #1 pick and Tennessee has it. This is what happened really with San Diego Chargers and the Giants.
yeah, with Eli and
With Eli. Eli said, I want playing for the Chargers.
right.
So the Chargers drafted Eli knowing that they were going to trade him to the Giants. The Giants had to draft Phillip Rivers knowing that was a part of the deal.
Right. I mean, if it's it all depends on, like you said, that was a part of their deal. I'm pretty sure, they discussed exactly how they was gonna do it. I pick Eli, y'all get Phillip, and we swap because you got who I want and I got who you want.
Yeah, but now you want to swap with me, so you got to give me another pick somewhere down the line or in another draft or something.
Right. Right. I mean, if you look at Tennessee,
They got a lot of needs.
They do. And I definitely say they're looking for a quarterback, maybe even another receiver, maybe another running back.
And they need O-line.
I'm about to say offensive line, defensive line. They need
an entire team.
Man, look. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna keep that pick. I mean, like you said, you could like trade it and get another trade, like trade that for another pick. Trade that pick for with another player, with another team, and like I said, like you were saying, possibly get another pick from them, basically.
Right.
Like I could trade the #1 pick. If you want him, give me one of your players and one of your picks.
Exactly.
That could be a win-win. But I mean, it all depends on their needs.
Yeah. And how desperate they are at pulling a trigger for something like that.
Exactly.
You know, that's taking a real huge chance. You know?
It is.
Especially for an organization that's not winning.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, that's all I have. Anything else from your end?
That's all. That's all I have as well. How you feel about our conversation today?
Man, once again, another great conversation. Thank you again. Thank you again for bringing all this. Oh man, bringing all these just thoughts and recaps and everything to the table.
Oh yeah, most
Great.
definitely. Well, that's all, you guys. Feel free to drop a comment. Leave a question. Whatever you have to say. If you want us to answer anything, if you want to get to know us, if you want however you feel, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell and share it with your family and friends, man. We on the run.
Yeah,
we on the
we're
way.
accepting all comments and all questions. Any question you got, unless it's crazy.
I mean, hey, we're gonna see those too, but all right, y'all, we out. Tigg Pops.